Hello, and welcome to Khyber Shards, a 5th edition actual play show set in the Eberron campaign world. R.A., what went down?
Ooh, switching it up, are we?
What do?
Well, we went down to Geralt's place, intending to do a murder, and that's not what we did. We had a talking episode instead, but it was a really intense talking episode. Geralt had apparently not betrayed us, not on purpose, had been instead vigorously interrogated by ye old shadow-marked fellows, and given us up that way, and then booked it out of town. So, waiting at his store instead was Lady Mirabella how do you say last name?
Uruve.
I got it written down. I just wasn't sure how to pronounce it.
At least that's how I say it. I only have,
How does she say it, though, Philip?
Yeah.
I think she said it Uruve.
Silent Y in there somewhere. So she is an emissary, it seems, for Arandis. She did not take kindly to Arandis being referred to as Arandis, though I've already forgotten what she said we should call her.
Lady Ilmaro, I believe.
All right. And lots of conversation was had. Ezri proved that he indeed had the mark of death, or at least it looks like it. And no one was murdered. And we went home potentially awaiting an invitation to go see Arandis, where she be, wherever that is.
If she likes your blood. Because you
Oh,
gave her
right. No, yeah, the blood.
blood.
I recall the blood now. Yeah, that happened. Blood was given.
Yes.
Paint can full
And
of
taken.
You gave a blood sample.
Yeah.
Nothing bad could happen.
Never.
Lots of things bad could happen. That was known. we covered it.
We did. We discussed some of the bad things that could happen because of that. But we'll
I
see.
feel like we're not done, though. There's so much bad.
Potential. It's potential future bad.
Don't try to talk
We have
us
so
into
little
trusting
of that
you now,
already.
Philip.
Boy, there was a title for my memoir of my college years.
Potential future bad. Anyway, yes, that was last time. So you have all headed back towards the academy after your rather intense tea. Well, actually, did anyone even drink the tea?
I did not.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't think so.
Even though she warmed it up several times.
After very impolitely not accepting tea, you all are on the way back to the manor.
she can
Sounds like
feign
us.
being upset that we didn't drink her tea. I feel like she would have thought we were idiots if we just took the tea and was like, oh, thank you, glug, 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 glug.
Yeah, for the record,
So-
if we drink her tea, she's taking all of our blood from all of us, is what's happening. We're on to her.
More potential future bad in that case.
Sure. Back at the manor. As you return through the doors of the manor, you can see, as you're crossing the grounds, you can see the kids are out playing on the grounds. Forge is sort of standing around, keeping an eye on things. And
Forge got recess duty today.
that's right. I think we established it was a weekend,
Oh,
which is why you guys were available to go do a potential murder.
that's right. It's Saturday. I forgot.
Yeah. So, yes. So heading through the doors, you are immediately aware that there is a conversation of some volume going on deeper into the house, back in the library area of the manor.
Head towards the
Yep,
noise.
Paul goes that way.
Yeah.
But before we go, did we establish whether or not the kids are here?
They're playing
They're out
outside.
playing. They're playing
outside.
outside.
Okay.
Fog is there.
Head towards the door of the library just to try and hear before opening.
Sure.
Ezri's not. I mean, if I recall correctly, the library opens off of the foyer.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of past the
So-
dining, like it
Yeah,
goes
it's kind of through the dining hall.
back
sort of
back
thing.
to the
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Well, sort of. Maybe he'll sit at the dining room table. Just kind of be near.
Okay.
Ari grabs a cup off the dining room table to put up against the door. Not
Yeah, shades of eavesdropping.
Making sure Ezri doesn't fill it with blood.
What you hear, the voices are those of Dane and Thora.
Okay.
What you hear is Thora is in the middle of speaking. And what you're describing is it's just declaring war, Dane. That's all it is. It's just declaring war. You're talking about war with the houses. We're already at war. Look what they did to Sarissa and Teodoro. Remember what they did to the team? Do you remember what happened to Kieran? Do you remember what was left of Lonnie? Serrano went back with us to get the kids. She didn't come back out. We're already at war, and now they're using what they learned about you to come after us. And it's only a matter of time until they come after this place, and those kids, and your Stryke Force, and you, and Forge, and all the rest. They're going to create some sort of machine that can do what you do. So we have to end them.
Oh. Boy, I really want to go in there and join this conversation.
You can
Yeah,
choose
why not?
whether you do or not because Pog's gonna open or knock on the door.
Yeah.
Hello?
After Pog knocks, Ari does the classic knock and open before.
Yeah.
I'm alerting,
Well, I
not
was-
asking for permission to enter.
I was waiting for an answer.
Dane is leaned against the wall next to the fireplace. Thora is pacing and stops as the door opens.
Hi.
Hello,
We're
Pog.
interrupting.
Hello, Ari.
How's it going?
They might as well hear it.
We could.
Yeah, voices carry pretty easily.
Right. Can I...
So,
Did you need something?
no, we just heard voices as soon as we entered and came back to see if everything was okay. And then
Why
we,
you were yelling.
as we approached the door, picked up some context on our approach and thought we could be a part of the conversation. So yeah.
You can see Thora looking for what to say, and Dane cuts in. Look, they were there. They recovered the research. They ought to know what it says.
Are these the books?
Yes,
You read the books?
I knew what was in the books. I've looked at the books since then, shown them to Thora as evidence.
So how bad is it?
Apparently when Blackwheel had me after our attempt to rescue you, apparently while they had me prisoner, they spent some time studying my mark and they're trying to replicate it. They have replicated it. That's why the creature was able to hunt you as easily as it was. That was the Vatalist attempt. They wanted to do it biologically. Create a creature that can hunt aberrants. Kenneth is trying to do it mechanically.
Did we ever know explicitly what Thor's mark did, or was it just kind of allusions to?
You know that she can sense
She's
direct
like a
effects.
finder.
That doesn't seem great. I'm assuming
That
that
seems
your
scary.
raid on the Kenneth facility was an attempt to stop that research.
I was trying to find out what they were doing. I did find out what they were doing. Now, we need to take the research, we need to go back, and we need to turn it against them.
Like, be able to hunt true marks?
Yes. Because that's the only way that we're getting rid of Blackwheel.
So your solution is to out bad guy the bad guys?
They're not going to
Wouldn't-
make any distinction about who's dangerous. They're just going to kill all of us.
Wouldn't
we have to
trying
end them.
to attack the systemic power that the houses have be... Forgive me, Dane. I don't see how being able to spot every true marked person out there help, because the powerful ones don't hide it. Like, we know who they are. We know who wants to kill us, right? Or hunt us,
Yes. What we're talking about is a weapon. That creature that they made from my friends could sniff out your marks. Kenneth is working on a mechanical equivalent of that.
So it's not like a device that can detect marks. It's something to attack.
Yes.
But this one would be mechanically built. I mean,
Let's go. I'm going to take it. And I'm going to turn it against Soren and the other Blackwheel agents.
But is it going to know the difference? Because you just said that it would just kill everyone with our kind of marks. So are you just trying to kill everyone with the other marks?
That's what they want it to do, so they don't have any reason to make it distinguish between us.
But we don't want to be them. Right?
Not suggesting we will.
what if we just destroy the research that Kenneth is doing? Like pull a Blackbriar on Kenneth, where we just burn it all down.
I like that one. Yeah.
It's naive to assume that Tyrus was the only member of House Fatalist working on this project.
That's fair.
That he didn't
In
report
fact, I know that.
didn't report his research to anyone else. That Blackwheel doesn't
There was-
already have his research. For that matter, that Blackwheel doesn't have more of those creatures.
Couldn't we, hunt and kill people involved in the Black Wheel program?
That's exactly what he's proposing to do.
Kepra Devatalus is somebody that was associated with Tyrus, so they might also know.
Noted.
I like the idea of killing people involved in the Black Wheel program. But what you said sounds more like killing more than that.
No, that's not what I'm talking
Oh.
about. I'm talking about killing Blackwheel. All of them. Ending it.
Miss Thora, why do you not want to kill Black Wheel?
Because the
Idea
people
and
involved
the
in Blackwheel. The people involved in Blackwheel are some of the most influential members of the houses. We go after them directly. We go after them with force. We're at war.
Yeah.
We could wear masks.
We do have masks.
I mean, I feel like we've learned that doesn't work long term. We're a very distinctive group, especially Cal.
But so what do you want to
Very
do,
pretty.
Miss Thora? Do you want to tell on them, or
I want to continue what we've been doing. I want to continue to develop our influence here in Stormreach.
Yeah.
I want to protect the children. And if people come after us, we'll deal with them then.
so there was a time when the Stryke Force used to spend a lot of time talking about whether or not we should do a thing, and then we wouldn't do it, but at the end of it, we would still wind up doing it anyway. And Miss Thora, that's kind of what it sounds like you're telling us. Because, and I'm sorry, but the last time Dane had an idea, you said don't do it, and then you said, hey guys, real quick, you have to go do the Dane thing anyways.
I don't feel like I wasn't here for that particular conversation, but that feels like a gross generalization of the past couple months.
Oh no, it makes sense.
That's what I see.
Well, I mean, not to throw shade any direction, but if what
throw
you all
her.
told me is correct, Thora told Dane to not go raid the Cannith facility because it was a bad idea. Then Dane took a team and raided the Cannith facility and got taken prisoner, and that's where we had to step in to go help out and capture Dane. So, ergo, if Dane would have listened to Thora, Dane wouldn't have gotten captured.
We
And
also
then
wouldn't
we
know
would
what we
be
know.
hunted.
That's also true. I'm not discounting what you found out. I'm just trying
Look.
to clear up with Pog.
You all debate the philosophical implications as long as you want.
Thank you.
I'm doing this. I'll do it alone if I have to.
That seems like a very bad idea, Dane.
Yeah,
You can help.
That's not a good
You
plan.
can stay out of the way. Be the sword and shield if anyone needs me. He stands up, walks past you all, and out the house. You hear the door slam.
He is not good about talking about his plans and feelings.
That's why he fits in so well around here.
I kind of get it though.
I don't want to unleash a weapon that's going to indiscriminately kill marked people. Just full stop. I also don't want to go to war outright with the houses, personally. That seems like a suicide mission. Hey, should we call Esri in here if we're having like a big conversation? He's just chilling at the dining room table.
Yeah, especially if Dane's gonna build a monster to hunt him.
Oh, yeah.
Dane's... I think
Hey,
Dane's idea is
Esri.
bad, but he's not proposing killing all true marked people.
That
You
he did
should
seem
come in
to
here.
indicate that.
But
In the meantime, Esri has gone upstairs and grabbed Jalert
Okay?
and brought him downstairs. And so he'll walk into the library carrying Jalert.
Hi,
He'll sort of
Esri.
turn and say,
Hi, Head.
"What do you think about being in the library from now on? Seems more appropriate, right?"
Yes, I would quite agree.
we can just ignore him while he does this. He's doing his
Go.
own thing.
Are
Presumably there's an end table or something somewhere. or
Sure.
Hearth. We'll place him there.
So, Thora, it seems like Dane's proposition is to stop. I don't want to say stop harm from coming to our kind outright, but just eliminating one of the bigger threats, Blackwheel, to our kind. That seems to be his end goal. Consequences be damned. Your proposition is to continue to lay low and build our influence here in Stormreach. Is that? I just want to make sure I'm clear on everybody's stance here.
Yes, my intention hasn't changed. Stay here. We work on our influence here. Develop our rapport with the Stormlords. Make Stormreach a haven. If Blackwheel comes for us, we fight them then.
Yeah.
Dane is proposing to go preemptively.
I think perhaps part of that equation and what could part of the problem is aberrants are spread out. We're not organized, and if we did some if we made it known to the larger world that Stormreach is a safe haven, then we got a decent population here. Do a bit of marketing outside of Stormreach. Would that be help? Like if we have a concentrated population,
but it's not a safe haven yet.
I know, but in my mind anyway, the more of us here, the more of a safe haven it becomes.
Perhaps so.
Yeah. Is it any safer than when we first got here?
I think some people are scared of us, which isn't great, but they're less likely to mess with us.
Do you think that if we didn't have the protection of one of the Stormlords, that the houses would have let us open this school?
That's also true. We are very conspicuous.
We have a public building operated and owned by people openly with openly aberrant marks. We're only able to do that because of our relationship with Lady Shelshaddra. We can win over more. And I won't jeopardize that by going to war. I understand where Dane's coming from. I understand what Dane wants. I understand why he's angry. I'm not less angry. I'm just not going to be reckless.
Esri will have left again, gone upstairs, and gotten the books that he had been reading to Jalaire. Come back down, just kind of like, okay, these two aren't done yet, and then go take the one that's done and go find where to put it back.
What's the acreage of our floating island, Philip? Like roughly?
Some, biggish.
Some.
What's the follow-up question that I can actually answer?
Well,
without
just
making something
like Thora talking about it not being a safe haven yet. If we have the mansion for the school,
yes,
but is there real estate to build like some additional housing for if we did put out a call to aberrant marks, like this island
you also
could
own
start
the
out as
adjacent
an
building
initial
that is the stairway.
Fair enough. So we could make this particular floating hunk a safe haven. Like build some buildings, some housing, dedicate some resources. Stormreach may not be a full-on safe haven yet, but we can make this place a safe haven and strengthen numbers, all that. Just a thought to start moving in a larger course, because I would hate... I see the merit of Dane's solution only insofar that it provides a solution for all aberrant marks and not just those in Stormreach. And if we're going to go the more peaceful route, which I don't think will shock anybody to think that I am on that side of things, I would want to try to provide a solution for more than just us and those in close proximity. And I think you're on the same page, Thor. I'm not trying to say that you're not. I just am trying to verbalize everything. It's a longer road, but I think it's a road worth walking.
But we're just
go ahead.
under the protection of the Stormlord. The one who, like, if we upset her or if she decides not to protect us anymore, we don't have the influence and the power to survive that.
Could we perhaps make ourselves available to other Stormlords to gain favor? Or would that make our Stormlord sponsor mad? I know that they don't like each other.
They have different agendas. Not all of the agendas that they have are in conflict.
Okay. I also don't want Dane to get killed. I would also like to throw that out there. So the idea of him running off to do this by himself, and I think we can all be in agreement on that point. I would love to try and find a way to stop him from doing something extremely dumb.
We have a dungeon.
I'm not on board with
Yep.
coercing Dane. So I need to think.
Okay.
We
Good talk.
could imprison Black Wheel operatives instead of killing them if that would make some feel better.
I think they would send their own strike forces to rescue theirs like we rescued
I mean,
Dane
it
from
seems
them.
like a waste of resources, but
I can't promise that I could. I'm gonna be honest. Sometimes when I get mad, things just die.
We'll let you think, Thora. Thank you.
it's an easier solution.
Thora walks over
Alright.
to her office.
Well, that was something.
Okay, if they have monsters that are already able to hunt us and kill us, it can't be that hard to make a machine do what a monster does, right? Like,
Well, I think we killed the monsters.
But they already did
I
it.
mean, I think
So that had to be the
they're at the
hard
1
part.
yard line, if nothing else.
When you do
Yeah.
it, I don't know what that means, but when you can make a thing
It's a core of our
happen the
game,
first
don't worry
time, you can make a thing happen a second time, usually a lot quicker, right, Esri? Like when you mess up one sleepy bomb, you can mess up the second one way quicker. Then this just gets easier and easier when you're sciencing, and they're gonna science a murder machine to chase us.
So we should
Yeah.
kill the murder machine.
Well, she said we can't. Or he said that there's a bunch of people that are doing it. We have to kill the bunch of
No,
people.
I think Thora was proposing just when the murder machines come, we take care of them then.
But if the murder machine comes, is it gonna only kill us?
Right?
No, we'll go after the kids. And
I mean, we
Arlo
don't know-
and Forge, and Thora.
So why are we
We
waiting
won't
until
know
there's
that
a
the
machine?
murder machine
Tommel.
is after us
Plus.
until, like, it's attacking.
We could wait until it goes after Tommel, though, since you did say him. We could wait for that. But
But I mean, we
I
would
won't
have
go
to
after
use Tommel
Esri,
as
though. That was a
bait.
good point made by Shade. So, that's good.
yeah, but Esri would help us go after.
We all
him,
remember
We've got enough
Tommel,
people trying to
right?
kill Esri.
Tommel, we've mentioned Tommel.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't think we're talking about our biggest problem right now.
Right? Is Tommel here?
I mean, that's
Not
fair.
here.
I think we have a lot of problems happening at once, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I don't think they are going to do us the service of waiting their turn. So,
What did Thor say to do?
about what?
To stay here and do
Thor
chores?
wants to just continue gaining influence within Stormreach so that we can create a safe haven out of this city so that, I mean, I think in game we become so powerful and influential that if the house has tried to mess with us, we have enough allies that would make that a costly endeavor for them and therefore de-incentivize them from coming after us. And
that's
thereby
what we do.
all aberrant marks. And I think that's I get that Dane doesn't want to kill all true marked people, but there's a million things that can go wrong with his plan. There's a million things that go wrong with our plan too, but they seem less genocide-y. So I
Dane
said
is
go
a
wrong.
part of-
I'm not saying that's Dane's plan. I'm just saying it could go wrong.
But this plan is genocide because we're the ones getting genocided.
Yep.
Okay. I feel like you knew how to properly pronounce that one, and you just chose to go a different direction, Pog.
Dane isn't part of this, and we don't owe him anything.
I mean, I owe him my life. Like, he did rescue
No.
us way back when.
That bit's been paid. That debt's been paid.
I don't know if you can tell Ari that that's been paid. I still owe him.
I don't know that I owe him, but I like the plan that goes after the bad people
Usually
And-
me too.
and helps the people who are struggling, like us, aberrant mercs. Like we're just
But the
gonna let a
thing is-
machine get built and hunt us.
The problem with going after the bad guys, like Dane wants to do, is it's just going to raise the ire of many more people who will then, in turn, come after us because we've done exactly what they think we'll do, which is be destructive and harm people. So instead of that, we could not be the way they think we are and be constructive and help people.
But isn't that how you gain power? Is by going after powerful people?
Not necessarily. I feel like when you hit certain milestones in the story of your life, you can gain power that way as well, rather than focusing on just destroying things.
Yeah, every so often you can raise the level of your power just a bit.
I would
I
like
get
to
what you're
raise
saying,
my
but-
level of power to a place that powerful people recognize it. And I feel like we're not there.
No, but I think we can get there on many different paths. I don't think we need to... We could be so powerful that they don't want to mess with us, rather than displaying that power in a way that they feel threatened.
Right.
And also, we would have to leave the kids. If we go off with Dane to, like, make a murder machine and then go after Blackwheel's not here. So we're going to have to leave the kids. I hope Blackwheel's not
Why
here.
do you think
Philip shrugged makes me
Blackwheel's
very
not
concerned,
here?
but-
Y'all definitely fought Falco in the streets of Stormreach earlier.
Yeah, but I thought he was on a different assignment.
Blackwheel was here.
Well, okay.
Also,
if Black
you
Wheel's
guys
here,
were
even more
like
reason.
the Rekindlers attempted to acquire you when you were detained after the Red Ring.
Either way, if we stay, I feel like we stay closer to the kids, and we can help them and protect them. If we go off on a blood quest for vengeance,
That's a great.
then who knows what's going to happen while we're gone?
It's a great video game.
But if we go, I mean, aren't we protecting other aberrant marked children going on this quest to defeat Blackwheel? Like, doesn't that save more children than
But if we put out
just
the
these
call-
5?
If we put out the call for more children to come to our school and our island, and their parents come, and other aberrant marked people that don't have kids, because that's a really big decision, and some people it's just not for them, then
It does seem like we should protect more than just children.
yeah. But if we put out the call for people like, hey, we have a place for aberrant marked people where you can live a happy, productive life without fear of being kidnapped or murdered, or experimented on or just being harangued by beeholes in the street, then that's also helping a whole lot of people and providing them a future. Because if we just go attack the dragon houses, if we attack Blackwheel and kill high-ranking members of the houses, they're not going to just come after us. It's going to be the war all over again, where they tried to obliterate all aberrant marks. Like, they're going to come after everyone because clearly we're too dangerous.
But we can't invite them here and promise them a safe haven. We just talked about needing to protect the kids from machines that will kill them.
But we can
And
try
our
to
solution
provide
is
a
like,
safe haven chain.
bring more people
Yeah,
to be
because-
attacked?
Sure, there's going to be some aberrant mark people that can like make lights float around their head, and while it's neat and you can see in the dark, it's not the most combat ready thing. But we might also have some really wicked, cool, powerful people show up that can help us protect the school.
That's great. So yesterday they had a monster that kills us. Today they're working on a machine to kill us. When do we start your plan? Because this feels like we're really behind because they're making the murder machine right now.
And we took care of multiple murder machines while we were there, Dane's former friends, which sucks, but
R.I.P.
so we can handle murder machines. We know this. Like, so it's not like as soon as one murder machine gets made, we're done for. And I think we start either plan immediately, but I'm inclined to... I feel like we've been doing that plan. We've been in this city. We have the favor of one Stormlord. We're not being like...
But we had that before we started
Blackwheel-
the school. Thora already had that
But
before we even got this. What do,
But Blackwheel is in the city, and they have not stormed the school, which means...
Thora
But there
has
is a cer-
power. We don't.
I mean... I feel like Thora's power protects us and is an extension
Protects
of our
us.
own actions, and like Thora's on our side. I don't have a problem with Thora being the avatar of the power that aberrant marks have in the city.
It's just, if something happens to Thora,
Then someone else steps up. Or we continue to curry
or
favor
everybody
on-
hates us again.
If something happens to Thora, this is over.
Right, yes. Ezri gets it.
That's
Yes,
why we went
and-
instead of her.
And if all of the houses unite because a militant aberrant mark that group that calls themselves the Stryke Force assassinated many high-level members of their houses and come attack the school, something will probably happen to Thora then too. And the propaganda machine that the houses have, everybody will hate us so much more than they currently do.
so if we have the
Because we'll be
proof
exactly what they're afraid of.
them
I don't
making...
know that I care if people hate us. Sorry, Pog. Proof.
That's a really good point. I'm pretty used to it, to be honest.
But wouldn't it be so much nicer if they didn't? Like,
Yeah,
Honestly, I don't know.
but if they're scared of us, then they might not hate us. It'll feel the same, so how will we know? If we have the proof that there are bad guys making murder machines, why don't we tell the other people that are powerful? And then maybe they'll say, it's okay to go kill those guys.
I think because they know about the murder machines.
All of them?
Oh, probably not.
Because that would mean that everyone with no
Right?
marks is a bad guy. And that's a lot of fighting for us.
I think
You're all
we tried to
overthinking
change
this a
the
great deal.
Probably.
Usually.
Thor's in charge. Thor's the one who makes the good decisions here. She is the one who provides everything that we have here. So, until my millennia undead ancestor comes calling, I'm gonna do what she says.
That's one vote for Thor.
Yeah, you can do that.
I'm also inclined to follow Thor's path. I don't want Dane to die. I don't want Dane to go off and do this by himself. But I think raising the ire of all the houses and playing into the stereotype of aberrant marked people is a worse way to go. But it seems like you two are on the other side of the fence. So
I mean,
guess we gotta ask Donabella.
and River.
Where's Puzzle Dust? What is the answer?
Hello.
I think we should go to everybody.
I like your idea, Ari, of building an army here, though. That you didn't say it that way, but that's what I think you meant.
Certainly did not. If it gets you there, Shade, yeah, like there will be people that we can, if they are willing. I'm not going to conscript anybody, but if people want to fight with us, then awesome.
Well, yeah, I mean, if powerful people came here, then we could train them.
Yeah.
They would be so much better than the kids. They're terrible at following instructions.
I mean, they are children, but point taken. Pog, where you at, buddy?
I don't understand why we keep waiting for fights to get harder and then getting into them. We know there's a fight. We know it's going to happen in the future. Every plan, from Miss Thora in the library to you out here, has ended with us having to fight somebody. And all of them wind up being bigger fights. We waited to go get Dane, and it cost more people. And it made the fight bigger. That's all we're talking about here. Starting a war or being attacked and have them start the war. Either way, it's a war.
Look,
I don't know why we keep waiting.
Pog,
Thank you, Cal.
right now,
Cal thinks that's a really good argument, yeah.
Dane's proposition ends with the houses united against us and coming after us. Thor's plan doesn't end with that, necessarily.
Well, it ends with Blackwheel having a machine to attack and kill every aberrant marked person in the world. And apparently we can't talk to the Stormlords or any of the houses because they all know about the plan, and so they're okay with this war starting and coming to us, but they're not happy if we have a war and go to them.
No, I think that we could absolutely go to... I don't think the Stormlords are necessarily aware of what Canon's up to. I think we could absolutely take that to them. Or, when the first actual murder machine comes, once they're done with it, that's a much more striking bit of evidence of like, hey, this thing came to our home and tried to murder us, and the house has made it, and it's designed to kill aberrant marked people.
But we all just stay
Maybe
awake
something
and
should be
wait
done.
to be ready to be attacked, and we hope that it doesn't come while we're asleep, or while we have someone off in the market, or come kill me while I'm out on a date, or you while you're on a date.
Thank you.
Are we calling them
No,
dates?
I'm not discounting taking the evidence to the Stormlords, Pog. I'm just saying that if they don't buy that, then the machine might do it. But the end of the road, that Dane wants to go down, there's a much bigger fight at the end of that one than anything Thora has proposed. Because we unite the world against us at the end of Dane's Road.
You asked where I'm at, and Ezri said we have other issues, which is true with Tommel, and we have this issue here with Dane and Blackwheel, and I am at a place where I don't like the fact, and his mark starts to glow slightly, not threatening, just with intensity. I don't like the fact that we're gonna not do anything about any issue at all, and we're just gonna let so much dark start happening in the world around us.
Ari's mark has also started glowing faintly in response to Pog's. Just not doing anything, just prepared. Okay, no, I understand what you're saying. I do. Maybe we should just take a bit of time.
Yeah, definitely.
Rest up.
We should think before we do anything. That's what we should do. We'll think, and then we'll come back and talk some more. And Pog walks out of the library and out the front door.
That went well.
Need to go tell Kara about the bust.
Okay. How are you, Shade?
Well, I don't think that in fact went well, and I don't know why Ezri needs to go talk to Kara now.
I don't know if you have inspiration, Casey, but you should now have inspiration.
I don't actually remember to use it.
There you go.
Ezri seemed to have one foot out of the conversation when Thora was in here. Something else is on his mind, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree it did not go well. I was being sarcastic.
I agree
well, he
with
didn't burn
Pog's
down
point,
the library.
Though, that waiting costs. Every time we wait, worse things happen. Sorry. Oh no, you're fine. I'm sorry that I started talking before you were done.
I think that's some of the nuance being lost here is Thor's not proposing waiting. Thor is proposing action. It's just a different course of action. It's not go attack something, which may be where the nuance is being lost. It's a different path where we are taking action. We are doing things. And sure, there might be some fighting involved, but we don't always have to fight our way through our problems. Like, we could be proactive. We don't have to sit around and wait and talk about it. We can go do things.
But not attacking sounds like waiting.
It's not, though. I promise. If you give it a shot. We can go to the Stormlords. We can ask, some of the ones that Selshadra has an alliance with. We can curry their favor. They can send us out to do something that they need doing that might involve attacking something, but gaining their favor. And we can show them the evidence that we have that Vadalis was working on, and Dane can recount what Kenneth is working on. And these things can lead to good things, lead to our protection, lead to our safety without the need to run off and kill a bunch of people.
But it kind of sounds like we're just in the Black Wheel program over again. We do the bidding of the people above us, and they keep us safe. And that...
That's life. I did what my dad told me when I was little, and my dad kept me safe. And I do what Thora asks of me because I know that Thora has resources and can provide a certain level of protection. And we tried doing it on our own for a few years in Stormreach, and it went okay, but it wasn't. We were looking over our shoulder every day. We were, I don't know, we were alive, but we weren't really afforded the chance to live. We weren't comfortable. We weren't relaxed. We didn't have a chance to just breathe because we had to be worried that someone was going to come after us. And part of that protection is having people around you, some of them more powerful, some of them with more influence, willing to stick their neck out for you. And it's not a bad thing because we can leave at any time. That's the difference with Thor and Blackwheel. We couldn't leave Blackwheel. There wasn't a door you could walk out of and go say hi to Solarka or go hang out with Harish. We can do that here. That's the difference. In Blackwheel, we only had each other. Now we
Ezra
have more.
re-enters. So you're gonna be the only one who can talk to him if I go. These two books here, they're marked. We're about halfway through. If you want to understand what's going on, I guess you could probably start over. I didn't. It never really stuck for me. So, really, he needs to know these things. You can read, right?
Yes, I can read. Why do you
What?
read to him? Is it like a nightly thing or?
Yeah. Well, so he would tell me about me, what I didn't, or stuff I didn't know from back when he was not this way, and then I would read, because he's like way out of the loop. Like his history knowledge ended a long time ago, so they're sort of just trying to bring him up to date.
Okay.
He knows a lot of stuff though. It's just like really old stuff.
Oh yeah, spirit idols usually do. Yeah. Okay. Good to know. I'd probably just pick up where you left off if I need to.
Chiller, you like
Where
you
you
like
go?
do you like this position? Is this gonna work?
Yes, it is a much nicer position than the shelf in your room.
Okay, that seemed rude, but true, I guess. Yeah. So, what you asked? Sorry, what?
I don't even remember what I was going to say. Sorry.
Great.
So, oh wait, where are you going? Like, why would you leave and not come back?
Oh, well,
You know what? You don't have to tell me. That's fine. Just
That's probably
if
just
it's not an
easier.
easy answer, don't worry about it.
Great.
Okay.
Also, I told Thora about sending you on the mission.
What?
You're
Why?
fine. Well, because I needed to. I think everything's okay, but we probably can't. We're not going to do that again.
Okay. Okay. Are we good?
Yeah. Thanks. Sorry, I
Anything
didn't
else?
mean to. I didn't want to take you away too long from your activity.
It's okay. Yeah, if I have any questions, I'll come ask you.
Probably ask Thora.
Okay. Okay. And Kara waves at Ari and Shade. It's like, bye. That was weird.
Good.
Yes. Ezra, are you okay?
I'm okay. You know.
Okay.
You seem to trust Thora a whole lot more recently than maybe so in the past.
Yeah. Well, she's been honest with me, and she's trying
Fair
real
enough.
hard not to use us. You know? So,
Yeah.
um,
Another way it's different from Blackwheel. Ari kind of jokingly nudges Shade.
Oh, right. No, I like the relationship with Thora. It's the proposed relationship of working for the Stormlords to earn our keep here that feels more like Blackwheel.
I don't think it's that necessarily. I think it would be similar to Sel Shadra, where, they appreciate and like us, and therefore allow us to use their influence and resources to our own ends. So it's like we're using them, actually.
But wouldn't that already be the case?
What do you mean?
Well, you proposed that we go to the Stormlords to sort of talk to them, and maybe there are things that we could do to earn their favor. But we've already helped the city a lot and put ourselves in danger for people in the city a lot. And so if that, shouldn't they already want to
Yeah, but
keep us here?
rich and powerful people have unless if they don't ask you to do it and feel like they can take credit for the good things that you did, then sometimes it goes unnoticed. So sometimes you have to go to them and be like, hey, what would you like us to do? And even if it's something you were already going to do, now it's a bigger deal because they feel like they have a sense of ownership over what you did.
You hear that, right?
It's very dumb. I agree, but I understand. It's just the system we live in, Shade. I don't like it, but we can use it to our own ends.
That feels like you just described our relationship with the Blackwheel program.
No, because
Ownership
they don't
over
kidnap
what we
us
do?
against our will. They don't kidnap us against our will and put us in a training program to send us to die in a war. Like that's
Well, they don't have to. We've already done it.
I volunteered. Oh, the staff. And I leave again.
I keep forgetting that. And that's a real
Right.
bummer, Ezri.
Outlier, man.
Just it's a bummer on both ends. It's like how bad was your life that Blackwheel seemed like the most appealing option. Ari does not say that out loud. That was
Right.
that's I Shade, all I can ask, if you're willing and we can get Pog on board, give it a chance. If after we've tried this, it feels like Blackwheel to you, it feels like you've lost your sense of self and agency and that you're being forced to do things that you don't want to do by horrible people that just want to use your power for their selfish ends, then we can reevaluate this relationship. And I promise I will keep that door open mentally and emotionally. But I don't feel like it'll end up being that way. I really do. And I mean, I really think if we follow Dane down this path that he wants to go, we will, if not us, people that we love and care about will die. And probably us. And I
Do either
really,
of
truly
y'all,
believe that.
that's right, come a second. Do either of y'all want this staff? It's pretty cool, but I don't know if I want to take it traveling if we go.
Are you leaving tomorrow, bud? Like, why
yeah,
are you
you
making
know,
like
if you
last
leave, we're
will and
going
testament
with
kind of
you.
things going on?
That's true. Y'all did say you would come with me.
Yes.
So I'll go ask Thora if she wants to stash it.
Oh my god. Remember how Ezri said that we already had a lot of problems to deal with? Does he, and this is after Ezri has walked out of the room because to talk to Tori, do you think he realizes that he has made himself one of those problems that has to be dealt with?
I think he is well aware that he has problems to deal with. I think he forgets that we're here to help him if he needs it.
Yeah.
I don't feel like he thinks we're in that with him.
Yeah. I I really feel like we could unpack whether or not that's on us or him, or maybe both, but we're talking about the Dane problem.
Well, and
The problem
also
with Dane.
the problem with society, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree. And now it's also a Pog problem also. Boy. He seemed real mad.
I mean, your perspective that we just live in a society in which our survival is dependent on us owing other people, that
Owing other people is such a... It's cooperation, communal, like, people looking out for each other. Civilization as a concept is like... That's not what Blackwheel was.
I have learned very recently and emphatically, I don't know that Shade knows that word, but what family is. And I like the family that we have.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the home that we have.
Yep.
But what you described does not sound like the Stormlords would be willing to put their lives on the line in the same way that we would be expected to put ours. And that I don't want them as family. That's not what I'm saying. I don't need them as family or want them as my family. That is unfair. And
I don't disagree with you.
that's what makes me want to kill mean, powerful people.
I get that.
If that's going to be the perspective anyways. If that's going to be the perception of us anyways.
But it doesn't have to be. It can be different. We can be better than they think we are. It's harder. It's longer. But it's worth it.
I don't know that the different that you described is better, though.
I mean, the future that I want to have is pretty simple. When Donabella goes to visit her mom, I don't want her to have to walk past a bunch of idiots screaming about the school existing down on the streets. I want to be accepted, understood, be able to just live a happy life without people having perception that we're dangerous and a threat to them, because we're not. We don't have to be. But if we follow Dane, they'll continue to believe that.
And that's
If we follow Thora, maybe not.
really lovely. That is a very pretty picture. I want Donabella to survive to that point. I want her to not get killed by the monsters while we were trying to be nice and defend our right to live by people.
Okay, but Shade, if we go kill them, they're gonna make 100 monsters, 1,000 monsters to go hunt everyone, all of them. It's not just gonna be Blackwheel. It's gonna be all of House Cannith, all of House Fate. They will have all of the resources of their respective houses. They'll have House Deneth just tracking us in our every move. They'll have House Lyrander in the sky looking for us. Like right now we have to deal with Blackwheel. We don't have to deal with the 12. If we go attack them, if we give them a reason, they will squash us like a bug. Because they could. They could right now tear our school out of the sky if they wanted to. But they don't. But if we go killing them, they'll have a reason. I want to avoid giving them a reason. Because to me, that puts Donabella in much more danger. I understand what you're saying. And here's the thing. Everything in me tells me it's a bad idea. Everything. Everything tells me it's wrong for my upbringing and my morals. But a long time ago, I made you a promise. And I won't go back on it. If you all decide that this is the path that you need to go down, I'll do it.
I think that is where we will wrap this episode for the week. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been Khyber Shards. If you would like to get in touch with us, you can find links to all of our social media in the description down below, along with links to our merch store and to Colin's Twitch, where he is sorry BTR, the O in that being a zero.
Q. Oh, damn.
No, it's a zero. Confuse people, Eric. New episodes of Khyber Shards drop every Monday. New Khyber Shards answers every Friday. And until next time, thanks for rolling with us.